Thank you for joining me again, Sid.
No problem. We are here.
We are all here. Wanted to go over some questions for our visitors out there, learning about UBETS, Funder One, and all the progress we've made. Before we get to that, I'd like to give them a little bit of background with you on how we got here today. So if you wouldn't mind giving us the history and how you started the business of Funder One Capital.
Well, basically Funder One Capital was at first UBETS, UBET without an S. And then one of our investors, actually one of our partners, he want us to go to UK and register in UK. Because there's a developer in UK that he wanted us to meet so we can get things done a lot faster. That based on the information that he had at that time. So we made the trip over there, and that's how we registered Funder One Capital in the UK. And then we started the platform, right? But at first we were UBET, you see? And he said that in the UK, we have to create or open the platform as Funder One Capital, different name, and control UBETS, right? And instead of UBETS, say UBETS. And then that way, it'll be a lot easier to take it out to the world. Because the main focus on the platform is the world. Because this is the same way we believe that Satoshi came. Because when he came out with blockchain and Bitcoin, that was a platform that can be used all over the world. So we took the same theme and we said, okay, we're going all over the world. If that's the way we have to do it, let's do it that way. Now, the partners or the board of directors, we have doctors, we have attorneys, we have two attorneys, and we have an engineer, and we have also developers, you know, within our board. Now they're the one that actually tell us, give us ideas on how they think that the Funder One can move forward and how UBETS can move forward and do better things, you know, for people. And that's basically how we started. Now, as we were going through all the process in UK, we found out also that UK is a little bit more difficult to do business, you see, because the way we want to do it. And we saw that we had more flexibility here in the United States. So after of course, we go over the board with the whole thing, and they say, well, the best thing for us to do is to come back to the US and continue doing what we're doing, but we're still working with the developers over there, but we can still continue with our plan here, because let's plant the seed here in the United States, and then we can take it abroad instead of take it abroad and bring it back to the United States. So we found out that was a great idea, and then that's how right now we are here. And then the pandemic came out, which was a bad thing for us just for a minute, you see, because everybody froze for a minute when they saw the pandemic, and then nobody wanted to deal with, nobody wanted to do anything. But now the developers say, okay, we're not going to stop what we started. Let's continue. And thank God we did, you see. And that's why right now we got in touch with you, of course, and now we're in Binance, which is a great thing.
That's right. Yeah.
So now we moving forward with Binance. I mean, so fast is not even funny. We don't know, we expect to be where we are right now, you see? Because we didn't think that Binance would bring us where we are right now. So that's why we have marketing right now, we have billboards that we're working on, we have different things that we're doing all over United States to let people know what we're about to do, what we're doing to help the people. The plan is to go all over, you see, because like I said, Satoshi did not see Bitcoin or blockchain an entity that they can actually just do in one place. That's why if you check Bitcoin, you're not going to see one particular country that is set up to do business. It's all over the world. Right. It's a decentralized platform. So we try to mimic that platform, but we know at the same time it's not as easy as it sounds when you're dealing with the housing, for example. And that's why we have some features or some things that we do that we call it our secret source. You see, we don't want everybody to know what we do, how we create our platform, so you're in business, right? Until you actually out there and set up the business the way you want it. That's why we already have our first transaction closed in November of last year. And it's open to everybody to see, but there's things that they don't understand, they don't know how we do it. That's why people are still asking us, okay, what did you guys do? How So that's why I said it's our secret source, right? But at the same time, it's not a secret because it's in blockchain. Right. But nobody want to read anything. They want to see it. They want you to tell them what you did, how you did it. Right. But if they were to go out there, take the time and read it, it's all there.
Yeah, so Funder One's done quite a bit. We've created cryptocurrency. We're listed in multiple parts around the world.
Yes.
We've created a platform.
Mm-hmm.
Close your first transaction.
Yes.
Listed on the global exchange.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting to create liquidity.
Exactly.
We've raised the value of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like we've made some big strides.
Of course.
In a short amount of time.
Short amount of time.
To see what happens next.
Now, in fact, I can even say that we have transactions right now that we are working on that we will close, some of them even this week and next week. You see? So we have members and investors, everybody, try to cut around us to make it happen because they understand the platform, they can see the benefit, especially with Binance right now, they saw how the rate or the value of UBETS going from $1 to $200+. I mean, within 30 days, you can't go wrong on that.
That's incredible.
It's incredible. Thank God.
So we have a lot of investors that we've been talking with of lately.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them have been eager for us to get listed.
Yes.
We've accomplished that now.
Yes.
I think it would be good for us to take them through the process of what how an investment looks like coming in as a partner with UBETS.
Well, this is a great opportunity to the investor because the number one thing that we do, since we have a mortgage background and we know that the investors tend to lose anytime something happens in the industry, okay? So we structure in a way where the investors, they make 30% on their money. When they sign up with us, they make 30%, which means if an investor invests $1 million, for example, which is the minimum for what we try to do because the projects are from 500 and up. We're not looking for investors, somebody who's going to come with a couple of dollars and want to have 30%. They can actually purchase the coin and do that. Right. So we're talking about high-end investors, yes. Right? They will make 30% profit based on the total amount that they bring in. Let's say they bring in $1 million, they make 1.3 million. Is that simple? Now, the 1.3 million that they make, when we give them the UBETS, for example, and they go to Binance and try to sell it because we're going to try to, or we're working on trying to putting the coins in different high exchanges.
Yes,
So
correct.
we're not going to just have just UBETS. I mean, Binance,
Yeah, we're creating
DS, right?
liquidity every day. for
And
investors.
exactly. So when the investors go in and try to sell their coins, let's say we give it to them 1.3 with the 30%. And then when they try to sell it, if the coin is valued at $2.50, for example, and they got it at $2, right? They make 50 cents.
That's right.
You see, all that is profit to them. When they sell it, they can sell it at $2.50, or they can sell it at $2.35 to sell it quickly. If they want to sell it at $2.25, they can do that too, right? So they can make quick bucks. So we can come back to the system and do it again.
Right.
You see that? So it's a great opportunity for the investor.
Yeah, it's a value add. You have the price of the coin going up.
Exactly.
On top of the 30%.
Exactly.
On top of the ability to trade, hold, or sell.
Or sell.
Is better than any short-term investments that I'm familiar with in real estate. And even with hard money, it's typically 6 months. Typical transactions in real estate are 5 to 10 year holdings.
Exactly.
We're talking about 3 months here.
Yeah, within 90 days. That's why we say within 90 days, because the second that we enter the developer enter that transaction or the transactions
Yes.
into blockchain, we can actually pay out, within 90 days.
We're just starting to do marketing. How many members do we have signed up already?
Right now, we have about in Etherscan, we have about 1,300
Wow.
wallets that are ready, and some of them we're working with them right now. Start funding. The only issue we have, which is not an issue, we have investors, as you mentioned, that we are in communication with, that will actually help us fund those projects. Because the way the investors, one of the things that I forgot to mention earlier is that the investors, when they bring the funds, they don't bring the funds to us. The funds don't come to our account. We have attorneys for that. They have an agreement that they sign with the attorney. The attorney has a trust account where the funds go, and from there the funds go directly to the title company for the project, not to us. You see that?
Yeah.
So that's why we made it clear. They call it arm's length transaction. We don't get involved with investors' money. When somebody come in with they say $1 million, $2, $3, $4, $5 million, and to invest on the platform. It's just like when you have a line of credit. You have a line of credit. The line of credit is to fund projects or to fund houses. If there's no houses to fund, the money doesn't go anywhere. You see what I'm saying? So the way we have it in this in our system is that we have our attorneys. The attorneys receive the funds from the investor. They have it in their trust account. They are responsible for every penny of it. They know there's no fee. They don't take no fee out. They don't get paid out of that account. The only person that receives the funds is the member when the property is ready to fund.
Right.
They just disburse it. Let's say the project is $500,000. They take the $500,000. They wire directly to the title company, and the title company close the transaction.
Right.
And that's it.
That's really important for investors to know that.
It is extremely important.
As the money's coming in, it's being put into, would you call it an escrow or a trust? Or
A trust account. That's attorney trust account.
Attorney trust account. Yeah, that's a great way to do it for security and confidence for investors.
For confidence, security, you call it. We try to make it arm's length, which means we don't have nothing to do with it.
Right. And I know that was another reason why we've moved forward with Binance is the confidence.
Yes.
Binance is the only exchange that provides insurance, kind of like an FDIC insurance to protect investors, coin holders, money on the exchange.
That's good.
You know, a year ago, we know that somebody was hacked
Mhm.
and lost, don't quote me on it, between $8 and $20 million. I can't remember the exact amount, but Binance refunded their money.
Wow.
That was the first time that any exchange has ever done that.
Mhm.
And that's important for the UBETS holders'
Mhm.
confidence, knowing that the exchange that they'll be able to trade or sell on
Mhm.
is protected. And just like for our major investors that are coming in, that money is protected in a trust
Protected.
as well. So
Exactly.
I see you've taken the steps to really put together a state of comfort for people, knowing that we are in best efforts providing a proper business structure for our investors' best interests.
Exactly.
Can you tell me who Funder One is?
Well, our mission is came about after what happened in 2008. So it was to help our investors because we know they put out their blood out there to invest in the real estate market, and then they lost it. Every time something happened in the industry, they're the first to go. And second, in the homeowners. And we have a second layer, actually a third layer, we have the veterans. Myself, you know, I didn't have a chance to actually go to the service, but I worked for them as a civil servant for 12 years. So I know how it is when you travel, okay? When you leave your wife at home, you want to have a home when you come back. So that's very sensitive to me personally, right? And I want the veterans, when I call veterans, I'm talking about the armed forces, talking about doctors, I'm talking about nurses, I'm talking about teachers, I'm talking about different people that go when something happens within the country, they are the first responders. You see? They are the ones that are helping people to put themselves back together. And what I found out is that the teachers are not making enough money to take care of the family. Whereas by them being a teacher, they're the one that created doctors, politicians, presidents. I mean, you name them. They have to have at one point a teacher that helped them to get to where they are. But you see, all the teachers are on the bottom. So that's why we have a special program for them, for the first responders, because we include all of them as veterans. We call them veterans. So that's why, in order for them, if they come to our platform, and instead of them coming with 10% like everybody else, they come up with 5% on their wallet. Give them the opportunity to come in. Because I don't see how somebody, a son or daughter, a dad or a mom goes out there to serve the country, or the teacher out there every day teaching in class, or the firemen be out there over 24 hours, because every time they go, they locked up for that kind of time. And then for them not having a home, and the home has a foreclosure clause in it, which means the bank can foreclose on them if they miss 1 or 2 or 3 payments. That's insane. And what also we know, myself, I know that specifically, is because the banks, all banks, when they give you a mortgage, they call there's an insurance that they put on the note, they call debt. They call it default insurance that they collect after 90 days that you're behind on the payment. Now, how can you receive that default insurance after 90 days that the homeowner is behind on the payment, and you still continue and foreclose, because on that default insurance you get paid? I'm talking about besides the bank create that note, or the homeowner create that note for the bank, and the bank endorse that note, pay to the order of without recourse, ABC Bank. The turnaround, if you're behind 90 days, they collect the default insurance that they paid. You pay for it. The homeowner pays for it, but they don't know where. You see? But the homeowner pays all the time. You see? So the homeowner is the one actually paying for it. And the bank, we call it bank, but the servicer, because the bank is gone. After 90 days, they collect that money. And then they turn around and sell the property for pennies on the dollar. So which means they create another market for somebody else to go out there and sell their property and kick them out. Which means if the property, the whole balance of, let's say, $500,000 on the property, the third party that goes in and sell it, they make you believe that's the bank that's out there selling it, which is not true. Because the bank already got his money and gone, right? They came on and sell that property for $400, $350, depending on the market. They cannot sell it for the full amount. And they cannot sell it for more, because if they were to sell it for more, they have to give you the difference. Which means if the property valued at $700,000 and your balance is $500,000, they cannot sell it for $700,000. No, it's not they cannot. They will not sell it for $700,000. They will sell it for $450,000 to show a negative. That way they don't give you a penny and they put you on the streets. So that's our mission, to help the homeowners when they buy their home, to let them know, hey, this is your home. And the investors also will not lose a penny on the investment. They're going to get their full investment within 90 days after closing.